Thanks for checking Blossom out. Here's what Blossom is and why you and your child need it. Blossom has been developed by a teacher to make sure that children don't get left behind in the early years, supporting parents in preparing your child for school and coaching you through the first 3 years of your child's schooling. Were you ever left behind at school? Did you ever have extra jobs to do with Mrs. Lovely, the TA? Did you ever feel you didn't get something that everyone else found easy? You did? Well, welcome to the club, a club of just about everyone. We all know how it feels to not be able to do something. It feels awful. Here at Blossom, we want to make sure no child feels like that. We want every child to get the most they can from the early years and start year 2 on track with all the skills they need to fly through their end of key stage assessments with ease. So what is Blossom and how can we do that? My name's Sarah Featherstone and I'm Blossom's founder. I've taught for around 15 years in infant schools. During that time I've seen the long-term difference that parents can make to their child's education and their school experience. We aim to make it so that your child sails through primary school with all the skills and attributes they need to be a successful learner, not just now, but for the rest of their childhood and into adult life. I've helped scores of parents engage with their child's learning in manageable and sustainable ways which have a lasting impact. I'm not talking sheets of sums or endless times table practice. I'm talking about fun and engaging activities, little manageable tweaks to your routines and knowledge to show you how powerful parental support with schoolwork can be. Most parents would say that school is where children get educated. They are mistaken. The most important part of your child's education takes place at home and comes from you. You are powerful. People underestimate the early years. Because it's play-based and children are very young, they think that the proper learning goes on further up, when you get to big school. This needs flipping on its head because in actuality the early years are where the big learning takes place. Did you know that your child will make the most rapid progress in their development between birth and 5 years of age when their brains make connections faster than at any other point in their lives? And that the quality and quantity of input that you have in your child's learning has a greater influence on their future success than your level of education, your income, your gender, your job, where you live, any other social or economic factor. And yet, we don't really prepare our children for the early years. The handover to school is not given enough time, and reception is considered sometimes by some people as getting ready for school or practice. Even though the teachers try their absolute utmost to settle children well, this can mean that some children have a really bumpy and emotional start to school, and their academic learning never quite recovers. Once they get behind in reception, they find it almost impossible to catch up, and they start Key Stage 1 with a legacy which can impact on their self-esteem. By working with Blossom, you will be able to maximise how ready your child is for starting reception or Year 1, and help them adjust so they get the very most they can out of starting school. From a moment a child sets foot in reception and is assessed by their teacher in the first 3 weeks, their trajectory or flight path to GCSEs can be predicted using spreadsheets, databases and tracking software and producing graphs like this. How mad is that your child's whole future can be determined from their first day of school? And I'm sure you don't want to feel that your child is in that bottom band. Flight paths like this are controversial and some schools have stopped using them. But the idea that your child's future learning can be so hugely influenced by the first years of school is widely acknowledged. At Blossom, we invite you not to underestimate the early years, but to use them to boost your child's whole learning journey through school and improve outcomes for them by making sure the foundations to their learning are solid. Do you have to take a teaching degree? No. Do you have to spend hours nagging your child to do homework or worksheets? No. Do you have to sit them at a table for hours at the weekend practicing their writing and spellings? No. Do you need a whole bunch of expensive equipment and teaching stuff? No. Blossom uses the little and often philosophy. We also believe that knowledge is power for you and your child. With our tried and tested teacher tips for making learning fun and our monthly nudge which tells you what's happening in school and how to help, you can make a difference with just 5 minutes a day. A little bit like starting a new diet or an exercise routine, the change is informing the habit. We have the ideas, you just need to use them regularly. Together, we can help your child and you to blossom.